Hello fellow YouTubers, I'm Cassandra Joy and welcome to my channel. I'm starting off the vlog in the bathroom so that I can get ready. You're gonna have to forgive my hair. This is what it looks like when I've slept in a bun and haven't brushed through it. I have probably 2 or 3 days where it looks really nice. I can get away with not brushing it. It just keeps the curl, and then by day 4, it's just a rat's nest. Curly hair problems. Today is Sunday, but I'm not going to church this morning because we had a sudden snowfall. Everything is white and icy, and because I live out in the country, my roads are the last to get treated. And yesterday, when it wasn't bad and snow hadn't fallen, it was still kind of a slip and slide out there. As much as I don't like missing church, I'd rather be safe than sorry. Which means we have a slower morning that we can take advantage of. Just gonna put my hair in a bun for now. That'll be future Cassie's problem. So today I have a few tasks I'd like to tackle with you. The first is to tidy. Yesterday my day just, I don't know where it went, but I didn't get done all of the tidying I wanted to, so that's gonna be today's job. I just have some dishes I have to do. I wanna tidy my living room. Really, all of it together shouldn't take more than an hour. It just feels like a big task because it looks like a big task. But after I do that, I'm gonna reward myself, the dangling carrot, with a crafty afternoon. I really want to color. I want to try to finish my summer blanket that I've been crocheting. I'm nearly done. I'm not gonna do much with my makeup since I'm just gonna be staying home and it's just you guys and I know you don't care. But I am gonna do some mascara because if I don't, I either look 12 or I look dead. Neither of which is the look I'm going for. And I think, even though I'm just going to be staying home, I'm going to wear this perfume. This is by Salt and Light by Sammy. This is a perfume I discovered with you when I went to Sydney, Ohio, in a coffee shop there called Greenhouse Coffee. The owner reached out because I was posting about finding this perfume, and she has kindly offered you guys 10% off. She just did that out of the kindness of her heart. I didn't even ask her to do that. I'll put that code in the description box. The code is JOY. I know a few of you are really curious about trying out her sample pack because, as a lot of us do, we want to try it before we commit to a large perfume. And she just restocked it last I checked. So I'll have her website linked. I'll have the code linked. You guys can browse that if you want to. And I'm going to get breakfast started. So this is the kitchen situation I'm working with. It's not great. It shouldn't take me very long. It's just been piling up and I haven't dealt with it. So that's gonna be this morning's task. But I'd like to fix breakfast first because I have nothing on my stomach and it's already 10:30, starting to feel a little weak. Usually by now I at least have my collagen protein coffee. So I'm gonna make that, I'm gonna get some breakfast and then tackle this kitchen. For anybody who, like me, does not love doing dishes, I have found a few hacks that work for me. The first thing is to make it less boring. Dishes are just the bane of my existence. It was the chore that I was tasked with growing up, and it felt like the absolute worst punishment you could inflict upon me, even though it wasn't punishment, it was just a chore. So what I do is I put my laptop up here on my shelf. I tilt the screen down so that I can watch it while I do dishes, or at least kind of listen to it. I always do some sort of series or some really long video. That way I don't have to worry about getting up, changing the video every 10 minutes. Just adds a little bit of fun to something that's really not fun. I'm gonna let you in on a secret of mine. I don't love standing. So I grab a kitchen chair, pull it up to the sink, and wash my dishes sitting down. Maybe it's a little unorthodox, a little unusual, but it works for me. Those are the 2 main things. So we're gonna implement both of them and see if we can tackle this mess because it's stressing me out just a little bit. Okay, so I may have the leaning power of Pisa in my draining pan, but that's fine because all the dishes are done. Everything looks so tidy now. Look. Oh, I love it. I'm heating up my convection oven. I can never say that right. Convection? One of those. To make some lunch, which leads me perfectly into talking about a new food subscription that I've fallen completely in love with. I'm not sponsored, but I am head over heels. For anybody who's new and doesn't know me very well, I don't love cooking. I know some people find it to be almost an art form. They find their creative satisfaction by cooking these beautiful rainbow colored meals. I'm not that person. I have 3 severe food allergies: garlic, peanuts, and almonds. And if you read labels like I do, you'll know it's in everything. I do have a few places that are safe for me, but honestly, it's just easier to buy all my food from the grocery store. Picking out things to create a meal from the grocery store involves a lot of pre-planning and a lot of creative inspiration, which I have a lot of. I'm very creative, but when it comes to cooking, it all runs out. Most food delivery services offer a few things that you can exclude. So if you're vegetarian, they usually cater to that. If you're keto or gluten-free, it's a pretty safe bet that they will have options for you. But I have never in my life found a food delivery service that eliminates all 3 of my allergies, which is why I've been suffering for, how long has it been? 5 years since my allergies appeared? Eating the same thing over and over and over, getting really bored. I couldn't even tell you how I discovered Hungry Root. I think it was an Instagram ad. And just out of curiosity, I looked at it, and immediately 2 things made me fall in love with it and want to try. The first was that they were really affordable. I could actually cater what I ordered to match the same amount of money I would normally spend on groceries, so I wasn't ever going over budget. If I feel like adding a little more or taking a little more away, I have the freedom to fully customize what gets sent to me every single week. The second thing I loved, they not only allow you to exclude garlic, I think I literally did a happy dance on my couch when I saw that. They also let you eliminate all tree nuts, which took care of the other 2, and they have gluten-free options. So I'm still able to stick to a more keto lifestyle. So I tried it. I've been doing Hungry Root for probably 2 months now, and I haven't gotten a box that I haven't loved. And as a bonus, all of the meals that I selected for myself were able to be cooked in an air fryer, which my convection oven has a setting for, so I don't have to dirty a bunch of dishes to make a meal. Oh, and the best part. Okay, you guys are gonna laugh, but I'm gonna make a confession. I haven't had sausage in 5 years because every single sausage that you can find has garlic in it. It's such a sad thing because sausage is so good. But Hungry Root has a garlic-free option. When I took the first bite of that sausage, I almost teared up. So pathetic. But listen, when you have been deprived of delicious food for 5 years because you can't eat it or you will literally go to the hospital, a little joy is to be expected, okay? Another thing I really love about their app is that it will tell you if a meal you're looking at has something you've selected to exclude. And I can't tell you how much of a relief that is. After spending years of painstakingly reading labels and calling up restaurants to talk to their manager about the ingredients they use to make sure it's okay for me to eat. I mean, really. I don't show that stuff on camera, but it takes up a lot of brain space for me. And Hungry Root has honestly been the coolest thing I've discovered. Again, not sponsored, just a big fan, and I thought I would share in case any of you were interested in looking for something like that yourself, something that eases the decision making of deciding what to eat while still sticking to your grocery budget. Speaking of sausage, that's what I'm cooking right now and I'm very excited. All right, sausages. Here I come. I genuinely shouldn't be this excited. So this particular meal comes with sausages and Egg Life wraps. So they're wraps made of egg whites. So I'm literally having eggs and sausage, and it is the most delicious thing. It's such a simple meal, but it's genuinely so yummy. I look forward to this every single time I order it. There we go. Simple and easy. Now that I'm in the mood of cleaning my kitchen, I feel like I need to utilize the momentum I have right now and just clear out my fridge. I always feel better when it's done. The thing about my fridge, it's not that big. It looks bigger than it really is. And now that I have food delivered every week means I have a lot more in it than I normally do. It just needs a little bit of organization, a little bit of cleaning. And I thought we could tackle that together. But food first, because I think I've earned it. Okay, we're just gonna ignore what's behind me. It's a pile that I haven't been able to declutter yet, so let's just pretend it doesn't exist for now because that's not today's task. Today's task is my fridge. This is the inside of it currently. And the problem is this drawer. So unbeknownst to me, I had a pack of onions that went bad, but they didn't smell for the longest time. They just leaked, which is why the floor is kind of gross now, so I'll have to take care of that. it's just not organized to its optimal potential. So we're gonna tackle that today. I mean, look at this drawer. This drawer just has everything thrown into it. I'm gonna have a box here for trash just behind me. Literally roll up my sleeves because this doesn't look like a clean operation. I'm armed with paper towels and cleaner, and we're gonna organize and clean my fridge. Feel free to sit down in front of your fridge and tackle yours too, because it's always more fun to do these kind of tasks with someone else. Buddy system, let's go. Okay, after cleaning the whole inside of the fridge and tripping once and hurting my knee kind of a lot, we have a clean fridge. Look at that. I still have to do the door, but can we just take a second for how lovely it looks right now? Very happy with this progress. The next step is going to be filling it all up and organizing as I go, and then we'll tackle the door because it needs some attention. But I'm feeling good. This feels so satisfying. It was something that needed to be done. It's been on my mind for a while, and I'm so glad I finally had the motivation and the energy to tackle it. Okay, let me walk you through this glorious organization. Up here I've got spinach and vegetables, eggs, and grapes. This is just all of the additional stuff that you would add to a meal. Next shelf is all breads. So I've got these hamburger buns, I've got some gluten-free bagels in the back. I've got some multigrain sandwich things that I never eat, so I'm gonna give those away. More buns, and my favorite brand of everything bagel. Everything bagels always have garlic, so I can never have them, but Hungry Root has some. They're so good. Honestly, I'm kind of obsessed. I've got some ham that's great to just grab if I don't know what to eat and I don't want to cook. I've got some egg white wraps. I've got quite a few of them. Some naan bread and some pie crusts for quiches. And then in here, I've got all of my meat. So something I have trouble with is forgetting about things in my fridge, especially produce, vegetables, fruit, that kind of thing. And because I forget about them, they always go bad and they mold. It's terrible. So I saw someone who came up with a hack. Basically, the stuff you always remember, put in drawers where you don't see them because they're the items you will remember anyway. So for this, I've put all of my meat, kind of tried to organize them as best I can. I've got hamburger meats, bacon, chicken, that kind of thing. I've also got some potatoes and some apples. So that's the drawer. And then over here in the door, I've got produce things that I would otherwise forget about. Sauces, mayonnaise, mustard, produce, salsa, all of my coffee things. So I've got gingerbread, sugar-free syrup from TJ Maxx. My favorite creamer of the moment, which is Planet Oat milk creamer in the flavor coffee cake. Milk, and then just some extra things like this salted caramel cannoli dip that I have not tried yet and really want to. That's from Aldi. A little protein shake, bacon bits, mozzarella cheese, some avocado from Hungry Root, just some extra additives. And I kept all of that in the door so that when I open the fridge, I immediately see it and I won't forget it exists. Because that's apparently a very common thing with people with ADD. If you can't see it, it doesn't exist. I feel so accomplished. Clean fridge, clean kitchen. Oh, that feels wonderful. Just for full transparency, I don't often have spurts of motivation to clean my home. It's actually something I really struggle with and have to sort of have a dangling carrot in front of me at all times in order to accomplish it. That's why I wanted to share this kind of video, because one, it's motivating. Two, it's nice to know that if you struggle as well, you're not alone. I think it's very validating to see someone who isn't naturally good at this tackle it. And I'm definitely not naturally good at this. But every so often, if I'm very, very lucky, I get a spurt of motivation to do a little spring cleaning. The only thing we're gonna ignore is this. And now I feel like I've officially earned myself a chill out session. So I want to do some crafty, cozy activities. I want to work on my summer blanket that I've been crocheting. I want to do some coloring pages because I haven't done that in forever, and just have some cozy crafty time. It's all about balance. It's all about finding reward systems that work for you. So I've not let myself touch any of those crafty things until now. Settled in my cozy chair. I've officially let my hair down, literally. I've also gotten myself a nice hot cup of coffee, complete with my collagen protein powder, which I don't have an immediate place to put. I need one of those tiny tables that just have a spot for one cup of something. I might have to invest in one for this corner because that would be perfect. But for now, I'm just gonna put it behind the camera. I am feeling like Mr. Gadget because I'm hooked up to some nice gadgetry. Also, if you hear noises from downstairs, it's Rosie the robot doing her thing. Man, I really made my knee mad. So it's not happy with me. I'm hooked up to some grounding pads, which I've never tried before, but my parents have used with some measure of success, so I thought I'd give it a try, see if it would help my knee out a little bit. Apparently you don't start feeling the effects until after about 30 minutes, so I figured I would just settle in for a good long stretch of crafty time. Speaking of grounding, I'm really excited. I invested in a grounding blanket, which my mom uses and swears by, so I got myself one. Rosie is so loud. I'm so sorry. All right, enough sciencey stuff. Let's talk about crocheting. All of the yarn I got, I purchased from Joann Fabrics, which unfortunately is going out of business. I need to make a run and do a mad bulk purchase of all the yarn I could possibly want to craft things with, because it's all on sale and they had so many color options. But I'll run you through the ones that I picked up for my summer blanket, which so far looks like this. I pretty much have it done. I'm just gonna do a border now. I realized, don't ask me how, realized I didn't ever use this color. I meant to have it, weaved into the gradient of the pattern. Did not do that, so I'm making up for it by having it be the end of the border. This blanket is honestly pretty sizable, and I'm really happy with how it's turned out. It's nice and cozy. This is gonna be the blanket I pull out during summertime. I really want to lean into blues, like cornflower blues, ocean blues in my decor, just pieces here and there. When the weather warms up, I want that to be the accent color I have in the loft. And I figured I would start out by crocheting a blanket for my reading chair. If you're looking for a tutorial on how to do this, I probably am not the best person to ask. If we were in person and you were sitting right next to me, I would probably be able to teach you, but it would be hard to film and show on camera. So what I'll do instead is link the tutorials I've followed and found really valuable in the description box for you so that you can follow along and try it for yourself. It's really not hard once you get the rhythm down. It's the muscle memory that really has to kick in, and that only comes with practice, just like anything else. Let me run you through the colors that I used in case you want to look them up online. The brand I got is called Big Twist. All of them are that brand. Oh my gosh, talk about cornflower blue. That's what this one's called. I'm nothing if not consistent. The size of the yarn is a 4, and you'll need a 5mm yarn needle. They come in all different colors. You can get all of this on Amazon. In fact, I'll link some Amazon supplies for you in the description box too. Editing me is going to be really happy I'm giving her all of these to-dos. This color is called Mint. The next color in the gradient is called Sky Blue. Then you've got Cornflower Blue, and then you've got Cerulean Blue. And I did that on purpose because I wanted it to be a nice gradient from light to dark, which hopefully you can agree looks pretty cool. This color I forgot, is Aqua. So pretty. This might be my favorite color of all of them. This has taken me, I want to say, a month of just spending an hour, maybe two, in my evenings while listening to a book on my Kindle or watching something on TV. I'm at the point now where I could do this without looking. It's just habitual to look while I do it because I don't want to make a mistake, but I have tried it. It feels weird. Again, sorry about Rosie being loud. She's literally right under my stairs. And I don't have a door. One of the things I'm really gonna look forward to if and when I ever move out. I'll look at my bookshelf just across the room and see if I can do this without looking. This feels weird. I feel like I've messed up. Yep, I messed up. Dang it. I'm gonna stop talking because Rosie's so loud and it's driving me bananas. But this is where I'm gonna be for the next little bit, just watching some YouTube on my computer and tackling the border of my summer blanket. It's a few hours later. I have done nothing but crochet this blanket and veg out watching YouTube, and it's been glorious. You know, sometimes you just need that. You just need a guilt-free do-nothing sesh. I love this color. It's looking really vibrant on the camera. I don't think it's that vibrant in real life. I know I wanted to do 2 rows at least, which I've done here, and then I'm doing a second row on this side, but I can't decide if it needs more of a border. What do you think? 2 is good. but I'm wondering if 3 or 4 would be a little better. We'll see. I'll just keep going until I feel like I need a break, which is probably going to be soon because I've been doing this a while. But I thought as I finish up this next round of teal color, you and I could have a little chat, a little heart to heart. We haven't had one of those in a while, and I felt like chatting. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like when people film their day-to-day, it's just sort of a highlight reel and you don't really get much substance. You don't get to see what the person's going through in the background or have a really honest chatting to a friend over coffee kind of conversation. So I mentioned on the community tab and on Instagram that I was feeling a little bit uninspired, and I do think part of that is winter. It's cold, it's gray, I can't really go out and do things very often, certainly not in the same way that I would do in the warmer months, which I'm grateful for on the one hand because it's really given me the opportunity to embrace my soft girl era, prioritize crafts and hobbies that I would typically say I don't have time to do. But I think another reason why I'm feeling uninspired is because I've been doing YouTube for 12 years. Did you know that? My channel just had its 12th birthday in January. So bonkers to think about. I don't think when I started my channel, I ever thought I would last this long or enjoy it this long. But I've been filming the same town, the same events, the same locations for 12 years. And I think there's an element of boredom now. I feel like I don't have much that's new to offer in the way of content. I feel like I'm myself bored of what I'm filming, and I just don't know what else I feel like filming. The stuff I love to film doesn't really perform well. The stuff that does perform well, I don't always want to film, which is just, you know, the typical conundrum of a content creator. But something I did want to talk to you about, the heart to heart, is the topic of growth and the importance of that. When I talked about this during Vlogmas, I tried to explain in the best way I could without hurting anyone's feelings, without making anybody watching feel like they had been reduced to just a number. I tried to show both sides of the argument, where having a community on the one hand is just this wonderful, magical thing that I wouldn't trade for anything, but also growth is something that I consistently strive for, and when the numbers don't move, it's discouraging. Maybe it's just something I can't explain well enough to someone who doesn't do what I do, but let me try to explain it a different way. Let's say that you have a friend who comes to you and is like, I think I have found the job of my dreams. I love it. It's so much fun. I get so much inspiration out of it. I feel like I'm being creative every day. I feel like I'm not even doing work. It's so much fun. And you're like, wow, that's amazing. How many hours do you work? Well, part-time. I have to do it after hours. So when I get home from my normal job, I jump onto this one. So I sometimes have to work into the wee hours of the night, and you know, I'm a little sleep deprived the next morning, but oh man, it's so worth it because it's so fun. And you're like, okay, all right, well, that feels a little bit intense, but I mean, if you love it, how much is it paying you? And they're like, nothing. Your reaction would probably be similar to mine, where you'd be like, what? Pardon? Did I hear you right? Nothing? Yeah, nothing. It's really just for fun, but you sacrifice all of your free time to it. You lose sleep, literally, over it, and you're pouring all of your blood, sweat, and tears and energy into this thing, and you're not earning anything? I feel like if that conversation happened in real life, you would look at your friend like they were insane. And yet, that's what I do with YouTube. I don't know, maybe looking at it that way will help you see it in a different light, because that's essentially what I'm doing. A part-time job I don't get paid for. I talk about watch time all the time, because once I have that, I'll be able to be accepted into the YouTube partner program and at least earn a little something. And I do mean a little, it doesn't pay much. And I also think that a lot of people don't realize how much your follower count number matters. Not just because the bigger you are, the more enticing you are to brands that you might want to work with, and will increase the amount of money you can earn through working with them. But also, as an example, most of you know by now I want to publish a book. But the thing is, at the end of the day, no matter what sort of book you've written, whether it's the most magical thing to hit bookshelves since the Chronicles of Narnia and Lord of the Rings, you, the author, at the end of the day, are a product. All the publishing houses care about is how much money they're going to earn off you, which is why one of the first questions they ask is, what's your social media following look like? The reason they ask that and care about that is because if you don't have a big following, they don't have an audience to sell your book to. But if you already have a curated community of people who are ready and willing to buy your book the minute it hits the shelves, that's an instant moneymaker they can depend on. There's a lot less risk for them by taking a chance on you and your book. So as much as I would love to say that numbers don't matter and that having a small, close-knit, wonderful community is far more important, the fact of the matter is I'm a product, and what I make and the followers I curate is the currency. It's not a fun way to look at the world, honestly. And I think that's where my lack of inspiration, lack of motivation, maybe even a little bit of burnout is coming from in regards to filming for this channel. I think another contributing factor is watching other people, other creators who have been on YouTube far less time than I have. Remember, I've been doing this for 12 years. Grow so much faster. I did consider going through some creators who have been on YouTube the same amount of time as me and who have a far larger following, but I feel like that's a dangerous comparison game to start, so I don't want to do that. But just know there are many creators that I personally follow and enjoy watching who create very similar content to me, who have anywhere from 200,000 followers to 1 million. That's the number I should be looking at for the amount of time I've spent filming, editing, and committing to YouTube for 12 years, and I'm not anywhere close. I've even gone so far as to consider looking up a YouTube coach because I'm at my wit's end. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know what I could do differently. All the things that I would love to do that I know would garner new interest, not just for followers, but for me too, like the process of house hunting, moving out, moving in, decorating a new place, exploring a new town, taking more trips throughout the year, which I don't have the financial bandwidth to do. All of the things that most creators who have spent 12 years on YouTube have the financial bandwidth to do because they have anywhere from 200K followers to 1 million. YouTube is a part-time job that I don't get paid to do. And that's the heart-to-heart I wanted to have with you. That's where my head's at. I wish I could wrap this chat up with a pretty bow and some hard-earned wisdom, but I really don't have any this time. I'm still trying to figure it out. Those of you who are watching are literally the reason I keep showing up. You are genuinely the reason I still upload, because our little community is too precious to me to abandon. I call you the Joy fam and my little online family because that's genuinely what I see you as. So thank you for those of you who have been here for 12 years. Thank you for those of you who have been here for 12 minutes. You are all equally appreciated, and I'm really glad you're here. 3 makes a good border? I think so. Once I finish this 3rd row, I'm gonna stop, I'm gonna take a break, and pivot to another cozy activity.
Just kidding, I did not take a break. It's now around 9:30 and
I'm so excited. I finished my blanket. Let's go downstairs and show the folks. Okay, are you ready to see the finished product? All right, ready? Ta-da!
That is
pretty.
That's beautiful.
Well done.
It's lovely.
Thank you. I'll probably make another one for fall.
I think you ought to adjust the pattern a little bit.
I'm going to adjust you in a minute.
I love it.
Thank you.
It's gorgeous.
Cute. I really like how the colors turned out.
Yeah, it's very
Me too.
nice.
I hope that looks okay. Does it look dumb?
Yeah, it looks very nice. That's a nice
I
touch.
said, does it look dumb? You're like, yeah. It feels cool to know that I can make one of these.
Yeah.
Antique stores and stuff like that, selling them, I'm like, I don't need to buy it, I can make it.
But it's not antique.
It will be if I keep it for the next how many years, yeah. It's quite a lot later now. Definitely past my bedtime. I'm sorry, I can't stop. How many of you caught my yawn just then? Something I'm in the really bad habit of doing is not
taking the proper time to let myself bask in the glory of something I've done. For some reason, once I've completed something, a craft, a project, whatever, I think, cool, I did it, and then immediately move on to the next thing. I don't take any time to let myself be proud of what I just did. I made a blanket. I don't know anyone else in my life who has crocheted a blanket. So I'm gonna brag on myself a little bit, a thing I never do, and say that's pretty cool. I'm proud I did that. And I can't wait to start my next crochet project, whatever that may be. I do have yarn for an autumn blanket, but I don't think I want to jump right into that. I want to wait a little bit. I'd like to tackle a few smaller projects first. So if you're the kind of person who's looked at something and thought, oh, I'd love to make that, but I could never, I just don't have the skill set. Neither did I. There are very few people, if any, who can do something the first time and do it perfectly well. Okay, I'm gonna leave you with some homework. Okay? Your homework is to get cozy, wherever that is for you, and try something crafty. It doesn't have to be crocheting a blanket. You don't have to be that ambitious. It can be something really simple, like doing a paint by numbers, writing a short story, maybe dig out some beads that you've kept since 7th grade in an art cupboard and trying your hand at making a bracelet or two. And then after you've done that, take a picture and send it to me. On that note, I think I'm gonna go to bed because I'm half asleep already. I have a referral code for the perfume, for Hungry Root, and links to tutorials I've followed for crocheting. Hopefully that'll help you get started one way or another, and I will see you in the next one. Love you guys. Mwah. Bye.